everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Alex and today I'm bringing you my June TBR. Now I did want to talk to you guys a little bit before we actually get into the TBR about some things that are going to be going on my channel in the month of June. So if you don't care about what I have to say and you just want to get right to the books, you can skip to this timestamp, but otherwise, let's talk about June a little bit. So for the month of June, I am essentially going to be taking a step back just a little bit and creating a little bit less content throughout the month. Essentially, I have felt like I've just really been burnt out lately. We have had so much going on in our lives. You guys can obviously see, and I've told you guys that we have moved into a new house. So between getting all of that settled, the work that I'm doing, raising my son, being a wife, it's all kind of taken a toll on me and in my mental health, to be honest. And I really don't feel like I can keep producing content at the rate that I've been doing. So I do need to take a step back for the month of June. But you will still definitely be seeing content from me both on Instagram and here on YouTube. I'm still going to be around. My plan for right now, I typically put out 2 videos a week on Tuesday and Saturday, but for the month of June, I'm only going to be putting videos out on Tuesdays. So you'll still be getting 5 videos from me throughout the month of June. You will be getting my May wrap up as normal and my mid-month and end of the month wrap ups for June, as well as a couple of other bonus videos thrown in there. So you'll definitely still be getting content on this channel. Another thing to be aware of is you guys might know that I participate in the Reads with Friends live show that happens over at Jacqueline on Weeby Bookin's channel. We have in the past been doing those on Thursday nights at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are now moving those to Monday nights starting on June 1st. So starting on Monday, June 1st at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, we are going to be over on Jacqueline's channel. So I will be over there every Monday as I can be. So Monday and Tuesday, you'll definitely still be seeing me on the internet. If you also want to keep up with my bookish habits and you're not already following me on Instagram, the link to that is always in the description, and go over there. It's a fun time. But that being said, essentially my TBR is going to be a lot smaller than it normally would. I did have really ambitious plans for June originally, and then I decided that I'm not going to be able to fulfill all of those. So we're just gonna take the month as it goes. One thing in particular, I was going to be participating in the Romance-a-thon towards the end of the month. As of right now, I don't plan to hardcore participate in it. I might read one book that fits a prompt, or I know they have a buddy read that I might be picking up, but I'm not planning to hardcore participate in that as of right now. If we get later on in the month and I'm feeling a little bit better, then I may go for it. You guys might get a Romance-a-thon TBR video from me, but we'll just kind of have to see how it goes, and then now we can actually get into the real TBR. So the first order of business that we need to check in on is Harry Potter. Now in the month of June, I am going to be very slowly but surely trying to get my way through Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Yes, I was supposed to read this book in May. No, that did not happen. We'll see if I can push it to the month of June. I think that this readathon in general is just gonna push a few more months on beyond what I had originally planned for it to, and that is okay. We're gonna work on this one. I'm definitely gonna be reading it very, very slowly throughout the entire month of June, but I'm hoping to get this one read. Another few books that I know for sure I'm going to be reading, I'm gonna be picking up Regretting You by Colleen Hoover in June. Again, I was supposed to pick that one up in May for my adult romance category out of my genre jar that I picked from. That did not happen either, but in the Weeby Bookin' Book Club, there is going to be, I think, a 2 or 3 day, like a weekend long Colleen Hoover readathon. So I'm going to be reading Regretting You for that. I also want to tell you guys about another book that I'm going to be reading for a live show, again with Jacqueline from Weeby Bookin'. She has a series on her channel called Booktubers and Brews, and myself and a few other ladies are going to be participating for the month of June, and we are all going to be buddy reading Suffer the Children by Craig DeLuey. Now, I do not know a ton about this book. This is a horror novel, which is actually, I still consider horror to be out of my comfort zone, but I've been reading a lot more horror lately. I actually read 2 horror books in May, which was weird that that happened in the same month. But Suffer the Children, essentially, from what I can understand, these parents, their children all die, but then a couple of days later they come back to life, and it's a zombie apocalyptic kind of thing. I don't really know, but I'm super intrigued. So I will link down in the description all of the wonderful ladies that are going to be participating in the live show, as well as the date and time that we are going to be doing it. All of that information is going to be down in the description box for you guys if you want to join in and read along with us. Next, I do want to talk about some arcs that I'm going to be reading in the month of June before I get into my jar picks. So the first arc that I'm going to be picking up is Vagrant Summer by David S. McCrae. This is another one that I was supposed to pick up in the month of May and did not get to, but it doesn't come out until I believe June 22nd. So I do have a little bit of time to still get to this one before publication date. This is a dystopian novel where they are already in the midst of this revolution. We follow our two main characters, Dartmouth and Mika. They meet in the middle of this dystopian revolution and come to befriend each other and just trying to figure things out along the way, I believe. This, I believe, also is a self-published author, and I don't honestly read a lot of self-published authors, but I am definitely excited to be getting into it. So thank you to David and his team for sending this my way. I'm really, really looking forward to getting into this. I also have two NetGalley arcs that I'm going to be reading in the month of June, and the first one is This Is All Your Fault by Amina May Safi. This book actually doesn't come out until October 13th, but NetGalley is going to put it in their archive in the middle of June, so I wanted to read it before they put it in the archive. But essentially, this is a YA contemporary novel that follows three girls that are trying to save this indie bookstore. I have never read anything from Amina May Safi before, but her work definitely interests me. I believe that it's pretty diverse. She's gotten a lot of good reviews as far as I've seen, so I'm excited to get into this one. And the other NetGalley arc that I have to read for the month of June is Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power, and this one comes out on July 7th. Very, very excited for this one because Wilder Girls was a really big hit for me last year from the same author, so I'm excited to see what else she has in store. This book follows our main character, Margot, and ever since she was born, she has known absolutely nothing about her family. She's been raised by a single mother, and she has told her absolutely nothing about her past and where she came from and any of her family, anything. It's always just been the two of them. Well, Margot obviously wants to know more about her past, and she winds up coming on this photograph that points her to this town that she thinks that she might have some history in or her family might be from. But once she gets there, she realizes that it's not all that she bargained for. She has this crazy, insane past that we get to learn about. It sounds really, really interesting. It sounds a little bit different than Wilder Girls, whereas in Wilder Girls we had some body horror and gore elements. It sounds more on the horror side. Whereas this book is also labeled as a horror, but the synopsis gives me just more of like mystery thriller vibes. So I'm interested, intrigued. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited either way. So those are the books that I'm going to definitively be reading in the month of June. Now we're going to get into my jar picks, and I want to go ahead and say for my genre jar that I pick out of every month, I am actually not going to be picking out of the jar. I'm just going to decide for myself through the month of June. For my genre, I'm going to be focusing on nonfiction. I'm just in that kind of mood and that kind of mindset where I want some self-help sort of improvement books, mental health type of reads. So I'm going to be looking at nonfiction for those. I don't have any books picked out yet, but you guys will hear about them in my wrap-ups. But I am going to go ahead and pull from my series jar. So if you haven't seen me do this before, in this cup is the names of all the series that I have started and have not yet completed. So whichever series name I pull, I'm going to have to either just read the next book in the series, or if I feel like I need to, I will reread the previous novel, the last one that I've read, and then continue on. So I'm hoping that we get one this month. I say this every month. I hope that I don't have to reread, but we'll see what happens. Okay. We've got Shadow and Bone. This is actually perfect. I got the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo, and I'm ready for the third and final book, Ruin and Rising, which I have on hold on my Libby app at my library. It is ready for me, and I have just been, for whatever reason, putting it off. I have been adoring this series this year. I really don't have a good reason for putting it off. I just haven't really felt like I wanted to. I've had other things that I've been prioritizing, but now I have an excuse. I can get to it. I will 100% be reading this one in the month of June. I don't feel like I need to reread Siege and Storm because I just read it, I think, in April. Pretty much remember what happened, and I think that Leigh Bardugo is really good about kind of giving you a summary in the next book of what's already happened. So regardless, I'm excited to jump into this and finish off this trilogy. That is it for everything that I plan to read in the month of June. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me know some of your June reads. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to go down and give it a big thumbs up, as well as hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon down below so that you never miss out on any of my content. So until next time, bye!